My husband wants to put a tracker on me when he goes on business trips, but I escape and present him with divorce papers, making his world crumble. This is a disposable account, as my husband and father-in-law follow my main account. I'm a 29-year-old woman married to Alex, a 30-year-old man. We met in college during our freshman year, started as friends, and got married just 7 months ago. I get along well with his family, though we aren't very close, but we've always treated each other cordially. The problem is that Alex has started to make me feel increasingly uncomfortable. It began with him asking me who I was meeting, where, what we planned to do, and how long I'd be out whenever I went anywhere without him. At first, I thought he was just trying to protect me and be a good partner, as if something were to happen to me. But then he started going through my phone after every outing, investigating each of my friends. He's also insisted on linking my bank account to his, as he is, in his own words, the one in charge of finances, when he used to be perfectly fine with keeping our accounts separate. We argue about this almost every day. Finally, yesterday, while preparing for a 2-week business trip to California, he demanded that I wear a tracker so he could monitor me while he's away. I can't stand this situation any longer. I feel like I'm suffocating. His family, whom I've spoken to about his troubling behavior, always tells me he's just being careful and protective, that that's how a good husband should act. I need to gather my things and find a way to leave before he comes back without raising any suspicions. He's always threatened me that if he ever found me cheating on him, he'd file for divorce himself. He has a filled-out copy on his desk, and I plan to use those same papers the day I leave. But there's so much to do. Find a new place to live, see if there's a possibility for a transfer at work, pack and move before he returns on May 11th. I need to move quickly. I'm posting this here because I have no close family, and I can't risk involving my friends since we share the same circle. I just needed a place to vent and maybe get some advice on the easiest and safest way to do this. Edit. Oh my God, you all are incredible. I hadn't even thought about not using the divorce papers he already had. I'll check for cameras before I start packing or preparing. I'll also destroy his divorce papers just in case and find a lawyer for myself. I'm in a no-fault divorce state, which should help me. I'll update when I have more information. The tracker he wants me to use is a small clip that goes on a belt or waistband. I'll wear it unless I'm doing something related to my departure. Fortunately, we don't have any pets yet. Update 1. I've received a lot of support and useful advice, as well as some questions I think need clarification. Some asked why I'd be hiding things from Alex about my outings and who I'm meeting. I'm not. I have nothing to hide. However, he starts verifying everything I say with others who were there, detailing every person I talk to and what I say, whether I texted, if I ordered food, and what I ate. That's when it started to feel like he was gradually boxing me in. It didn't start out so bad, but it's gotten worse over time. All the subreddits my in-laws are in are related to gardening and crafts, so I doubt they'll see this. If they do, I hope I'm already gone by then. I spoke with my boss and told him about the situation. He promised to look for vacancies in other states to see if they could transfer me. He'll give me an update on that in 3 days. I'm confident that my bank account is secure, as Alex tried to access it and couldn't. I found a camera in the kitchen, another in the living room, and one more in our bedroom. I've left them in place for now, and I've done all the planning in the bathroom, pretending I'm taking a shower. Honestly, I'm avoiding domestic violence services because my sister-in-law volunteers there in a high position, and I suspect if I show up, she'd find out right away. I can't look for apartments until I get the update from my job, but I'm going to move out of state regardless. The day before I leave, I'll change my phone carrier and wipe my laptop and all electronic devices. I've spoken with 2 lawyers so far, and both reviewed the documents my husband prepared. Both said there were some clauses that could have caused me problems later. We were alarmed that several of those clauses referred to future children, not as a hypothetical possibility, but as something planned. I have a feeling he intended to get me pregnant to keep me trapped and tied to him. There are 3 cities my job might send me to, and as a precaution, I've started researching housing and areas in those cities in case one of them is the transfer destination. Even if there isn't a vacancy they can transfer me to, I'll have to quit, move, and sort things out on my own. I have enough money to survive for a few months until I find another job. Unfortunately, all our friends are mutual and probably wouldn't realize the consequences of sharing anything I do or say with Alex. I have no close living relatives, and obviously my in-laws aren't a good source of support. I'm alone, unfortunately, apart from the wonderful bonds I've begun to form here. I'll update again if I get more information or something else happens. Otherwise, I'll update when my job gives me an answer. Update 2. Good news. My job has a vacancy I qualify for, and not only will it transfer me across the country, but it also comes with a pay raise. I've started telling my in-laws and friends that I'm planning a surprise outing for Alex when he gets back, just for the two of us. This way, people won't look at me strangely if they see me doing unusual things. I've even asked my mother-in-law to teach me Alex's favorite recipes to reinforce the idea that I'm preparing something special. Meanwhile, I found a small moving company willing to work during a storm. This is important because in 5 days a major storm front is supposed to hit us. I plan to shut off the circuit breaker and say the power went out if he asks, as several people here suggested. I'll even send him a short video of the storm. I'll have all my things moved that afternoon and fly out once the weather has cleared enough. I have a lawyer who will handle the divorce, and I've already completed the paperwork so I don't have to be here for the process. I'm not asking for assets or alimony, and I destroyed his divorce papers too. I've set up an economical phone plan with Cricket until all this is settled. At that point, I'll get a new carrier number and phone. This phone will be wiped and left behind. My laptop is provided by my job, and the IT department thoroughly checked it. Fortunately, it was clean. No other electronic devices besides my laptop and new phone are coming with me. If Alex needs to talk to me, he can do so through my lawyer. I'm not sure if anything else will happen. I'm keeping my fingers crossed that he doesn't suspect anything until after I'm gone, and I'm not going to turn the circuit breaker back on when I leave. He can do that when he gets back. My job covers the plane ticket, so at least that's one expense I won't have to manage. I'm nervous, but I also feel a small spark of hope. Every step I take towards this new life gives me a little more strength. Update 3. It's been a busy week, but I've managed to get a lot done. I'm out of the house now and currently in a hotel while I look for an apartment. It's a big city, full of people and noise, which makes me feel a little safer knowing I can lose myself in the crowd. A pretty strong storm system hit back home, with high winds, thunder, lightning, and even hail everywhere. It was the perfect cover. I didn't take much from the house. Just my documents, clothes, and a few important sentimental items. I left all the furniture and electronics. I cleaned the house from top to bottom and took photos with my phone so he can't claim I damaged anything when I left. My lawyer has already started the divorce process, and Alex will be served the papers on the 8th. His flight is scheduled to land early in the morning, and the sheriff will be there at the house waiting for him. To Alex, public appearance and reputation are very important. My lawyer will also call him to let him know that I'm willing to make all his actions public if it means securing my freedom. I'll go to court, do whatever it takes to move this forward. I haven't informed our friends or my in-laws yet. I plan to do so while he's on the flight to prevent him from finding out before he's served the divorce papers. I'm going to call them and explain why we're getting divorced, to try to prevent him from twisting it and ending up blaming me. I don't want him to try to claim I had an affair or something like that. I want to tell the truth before he distorts it. I'm okay. I'm tired, but at the same time, I feel nervous and unsettled. I keep looking over my shoulder and monitoring what I say, even though I don't really need to anymore. I hope that feeling passes soon. My job is covering the cost of the hotel, and I'm working on getting my other affairs in order. I also need to find a new primary care physician, as I want to get a full checkup to make sure everything is okay. I don't know when my next update will be, probably when the divorce papers are served or if we need to go to court to push them through. I'll try to stay positive, but I feel like I'm in a whirlwind with so many things to do and think about. I thought it would be easier once I got out of the house, but while the fear is less, somehow the number of tasks seems to have increased.